Welcome back, know-it-alls, and thanks for listening to the show. Your support is awesome. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode when it gets released. You can find us on all social media platforms under the name Answers for Everything Podcast. We should be there. If we are not, let us know and we'll make it right.
Like that.
Recording in progress.
Yeah. Do you have to confirm it on your end?
I do, yeah.
Ooh.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
Well, I guess
What
they
a
want to
major
make sure
inconvenience.
they want to make sure you know you're being recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you could be like super retarded and just hit buttons anyway.
Just mash my palm against it.
A friend sent me a video today. It made me laugh my ass off. It was like a fake movie clip, like a fake movie trailer.
Okay, I've seen so many of those.
Right. And it was like, in a world where everybody is born with Down syndrome, you're the only one born not with Down syndrome. So, yeah. And so they just went on how the parents couldn't handle that their child was different than all the other children. And you go to school and you realize that everybody's got their shoes untied and nobody knows how to tie them. So you start tying people's shoes. All of a sudden, you're the only person in the school that ties shoes and you have a lineup down the hallway.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah, you start to feel like you have superpowers, that you have a gift from the heavens.
Man, that's like my dream.
And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor tells your parents that you have an even number amount of chromosomes and you must have lost one. So they spend the rest of the week looking through the house to find the missing chromosome that you must have
I don't
dropped.
think we're gonna find it, but
Yeah. So then the doctor suggests a surgery that'll make you like everybody else. And as you're lying there, you look over and there's another person in the other bed who also doesn't have Down syndrome. You two fall in love and you just go back to places and you start tying people's shoes together, and that's how it ends.
beautiful. That reminds me of South Park episode where it's like Rob Schneider is a stapler.
The stapler.
He's finding out how hard it is to live as a stapler. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it's
Jesus.
so true, right? Like Rob Schneider had a moment there where he was the hot chick, he was the animal, he was anything but Rob Schneider. He was
Thanks
a girl.
to his good friend Adam Sandler, who
Absolutely.
fucking paid for everything.
How great would that be? Adam Sandler lives the best fucking life, man.
Oh, genius.
He makes all the movies he wants to make with all the friends that he loves the most.
Happy Gilmore 2 is coming.
Because I don't think there's a much better life than that. You only go to work when you want to go to work with,
Yes.
and you only get to work with your friends.
Imagine it. And it's like all his closest buddies are in all his movies in some way or another.
Yeah.
Like that Dante guy and the guy from Grandma's Boy.
Yep. And they were even on all his CDs back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They
Oh,
were
I
like,
didn't know that.
yeah, if you listen to the CDs, you'll recognize the voices of the guys who like really aren't that famous. You'll also hear David Spade and Conan O'Brien and stuff like that. But yeah,
Huh.
you'll hear people that you're like, oh, I don't know who that is. But then you see them in an Adam Sandler movie and they've only got two lines. You're like, oh, I guess that guy's one of Adam's friends.
Oh, and then I went back years later and watched Happy Gilmore again, and I'm like, hey, his caddy, the homeless guy, that's his buddy from Grandma's Boy. I just didn't notice
Yeah.
because he had a beard.
Yeah. And it was before he started being in all of his movies because that's one of the older
Yeah.
ones, right?
True enough.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Super awesome.
It's a great life to have. And to think that he got fired from SNL.
I didn't know he got fired. I thought he just moved on.
No, he and Farley got fired at the same time.
Huh.
So they were super popular at the time. I remember watching SNL back then, like religiously. Like Saturday night was, if I wasn't at home watching it, it was recorded, and I would watch it when I got home at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Me and
I,
my friends too. Yeah, we did as well.
I couldn't go to school on Monday morning without knowing what happened on Saturday Night Live because it fucking had huge implications on your day-to-day life.
That's true.
Like the catchphrases and the comedy, it was like setting the bar. And then he got fired, and I didn't know what happened back then. You didn't have the internet, you didn't have that kind of information. And then you find out years later that yeah, he and Chris Farley got fired at the same time before the premiere of the next season. And then he just said, fuck you, I'm never going back to SNL again. And it took them 20 years to finally get him on as a host.
I'm surprised he did it at all. I would have been
Well,
like, fuck you.
Well, I think he did it because he says if I do it, I need to do a tribute to Farley. So they gave him like a 5-minute window for a song, and he's like, "Yeah, this is worth it."
And his brother did did the Chris Farley parts, right? Because he looks so much like him.
I didn't know that. I just watched bits and pieces of it.
Chris Farley's brother is a doppelganger for him, and I've seen him do some of the bits before.
Yeah.
Just put shivers down my spine.
Wow. But can you imagine firing a guy and then 2 years later he's making $20 million a movie?
Well, we fucked up.
Yeah, you got to think you fucked up somewhere, right?
Lorne Michaels is like, well, I'm not sure if that was the best plan or not.
Do you ever listen to Pete Davidson talk about Lorne Michaels?
No,
It's fucking genius. So Pete Davidson, do you ever watch SNL like lately
I
or
don't. No,
okay, so
never.
did you watch it when or not? So you never watched it at all.
I watched it like all the way up until I was probably 18. So like, the famous cast
So like
is what I saw.
right before Will Ferrell or during you watched Will Ferrell then,
I
right?
saw some Will Ferrell for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Will Ferrell, Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey, you were there for that
Yeah,
era.
I
Okay.
was shortly.
Later on, Pete Davidson was on, and he was like super young, and he he was always referred to as, oh, our resident young guy, Pete Davidson. So Pete Davidson didn't have a lot of characters. He had great delivery. Like when he delivers his comedy, it's
Yeah.
very, very on the money. He's very good at what he does, but he didn't do much. And he said he feared every single week getting fired. Not even before the season started, not even before like the winter break. He feared every single day coming to work that Lorne Michaels would figure out that he's fucking useless and he shouldn't even got the job. And he said it was just the strangest thing. I'd been there like 6 weeks or something, and I was like, oh my God, Lauren's gonna fire me. Lauren's gonna fire me. I haven't like put out a sketch. I haven't done anything. I'm so useless. And then Lauren's like, oh, hey Pete, can I talk to you in my office after the rehearsals today? And so he's like, oh, I'm just
Oh
losing.
no, it's
Yeah,
happening.
I'm losing my mind. I can't focus on my script. I can't focus on like the lines or anything. And I go into the office after the rehearsal, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to like Jamaica at night after we do the show. Do you want to come with me?" And Pete's like, "What the fuck is going on?" So he ended up going on vacations with Lorne Michaels, and he has no idea how or why it
Weird.
happened. Yeah,
I would be waiting for something to be slipped into my fucking drink.
but yeah, he said every day, and he goes, "Yeah, I finally got to like leave on like my terms, and then I'm invited back all the time for stuff." So I don't know, man.
He's had a hell of a career post Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah,
Lots of movies,
I'm more interested in
lots of
the
girls.
vagine. Yeah.
Yeah, he must have a hell of a hog on him.
I think it's that meme that I like to send girls is funny guys are dangerous. They make you laugh, 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 and pretty soon your pants are on the floor and you're laying in their bed.
Yeah, I like that.
And all the girls are like, that's pretty much how it works. So I think Pete Davidson is that dude, and he's got a massive schlong.
I'm sure the wang helps.
Well, he has to get them there and he has to keep them. So it's not just a one and done. They stick around for a while.
It's definitely not his looks, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not. But he is funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Do you watch his stand up or any of the movies he's been in?
I've seen a fair bit of his stand up, and I've seen probably most of the movies that he's done.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think the dude's got talent, and I like that he feared losing his job, and the guy above him who pretty much owned him is just like, no man, you're good. Like
You know where I discovered him though?
where's that?
The Comedy Central roasts. You ever seen those before, where they roast famous people? Yeah, he was always like on the dais for a lot
Yeah,
of them.
I do like Pete Davidson roasting himself about his dad and 9/11. It's kind of fucked
Yeah,
up, but
so funny.
yeah.
And then everyone else roasts him about it too.
Yeah. It's fucking weird, but that's what roasts are.
That's what they are. You're supposed to be as brutal as possible. I
Uh,
support it because it's all friendly. They're all hugging and embracing at the end. No hard
yeah.
feelings.
I would love to have the career of roasting people. It would be the greatest job I've ever had in my entire life.
If I
Uh,
was smart enough to write the jokes, sure.
do you know Anthony Jeselnik?
Sure do.
Okay, did you ever see him do a roast?
Yeah, all of them. Every
Okay.
last one.
Who was the one? I think he was roasting John Lovitz.
Okay, yeah.
And no, it was the guy Gilbert Gottfried, not John Lovitz.
Oh, okay.
So he was roasting Gilbert Gottfried, and he's like, so Gilbert Gottfried has a wife and children. And I've always wondered how it's possible that this man here has a wife and children, and this man has sex. So I wanted to know what it was like. So I went and asked his children.
Brutal.
Fucking great. Obviously, my delivery is not Anthony Jeselnik style
No,
because I'm trying to go off the cuff, but
and that's what he's famous for is his deadpan
yeah.
delivery. It's just fucking works for
And it's out of left field. The response that he's gonna give is not the joke you were thinking,
him.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. So, Shogun. I stopped at episode 6 so that I could have 3 or 4 more build up, and
Okay,
I saw that it ends on 10, so I'm just gonna wait till the last 4 round. I'm gonna watch it in one sitting.
that's fair. You're not as neurotic as me. I'm just fucking as soon as I get home from work, I'm in the shower, out of the shower, gotta turn my show on, roll a big fatty, smoke a fatty, watch my show. Which is
Yeah,
what
no,
exactly what I'm gonna do later tonight.
I
But
did see.
a new show I'm watching, but I'm not gonna
Oh,
tell about it. Go ahead.
oh, yeah, I did 6 in a row. And thought, nope, I'm gonna leave 7 because 8's not out yet, and I just left it.
And your thoughts?
Oh, I don't want to wait till they're all out. I just want to watch them now, but I also don't want to wait a week to watch the next one. I'd rather wait 3 weeks and watch all 4 of them.
You told me before you were disappointed that it was in Japanese. Have you come around on that at all?
No, no, like it's totally fine. I would like to use my phone and do other stuff, but it really keeps me just focused on the show.
Focused. That's what
Yeah.
I like. I think you should take your phone and go put it on a shelf and then
Yeah.
watch the show.
And I started watching, so I'm all over the map with my TV watching.
That's okay.
I started the last season of King of the Hill, so I'm like 3 episodes in, but there's 24
Ugh,
fucking episodes. So
just
yeah,
sleep through it.
yeah. No, no, no. What else have I watched? I watched The Gentleman. I finished that in 2 days.
I hear good things. I gave it the 10-minute rule. Didn't grab me.
Did you watch the movie?
Oh yeah, I loved the movie.
Okay. Yeah, like the TV show I really enjoyed. Yeah, in 2 days I finished the whole thing,
Oh wow.
and something about it bothered me. I mean, but you're not gonna watch it?
Well, I gave it the 10-minute rule. Maybe you can convince me to give it another 10. I was just like, this is the blueprint of the movie, and it's just, I don't know. It didn't grab me.
I don't know. There's hot chicks, there's drugs, there's guns, there's Vinnie Jones, which is always a pleasure.
I do like
And
Vinnie Jones.
and he plays such a different character. I think the guy did a bunch of acting lessons.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone paid for him?
yeah. I think he went and did acting lessons because the character he actually plays somebody that isn't just a thug. That's pretty much all he's ever played is a badass thug, right?
You've just given me a reason to watch it. I have
Eh,
to now see Vinnie Jones
He's a
being something that he's not.
yeah, he's a sensitive and plotting fatherly figure.
Interesting.
It's very different to see Vinnie Jones in that character. And that's what kept me excited about it, honestly, was watching Vinnie Jones here and there doing things like, oh, okay. So he's not packing up the guns and going to a fucking robbery and then being a thug and yeah, it's well done.
Interesting. Huh.
So and yeah, there's nice cars in it. There's nice women in it. English countryside. You didn't even get to the chicken if you only watched 10 minutes.
No, 10
Yeah,
minutes
you
only.
yeah, you got to get to the chicken. It's at the end of the first episode.
Okay.
The last like 8 minutes of the first episode focuses the next 7 episodes. Or it's like, I think it's no, it's 8 episodes. I think it's 8 episodes.
Are they long episodes? Are they an
Yeah,
hour?
they're like 42 to an hour and 5 each.
Oh, that's what I like. I hate short episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, the last 8 minutes will set the motion for the rest of the series.
Okay. Well,
So
maybe I'll give it another go when I'm done my new exciting show that I just started last night.
and you're not going to tell me about it till
No, I'm going to. I just didn't want to interrupt you because I
oh.
had cut you off.
So
You're going to watch this show. I know you are. It's on Amazon Prime. It just dropped yesterday. The whole season. Fallout.
Fallout, yeah. Oh, I started
So
watching
fucking good.
Alex Rider. Season 3 of Alex Rider came out.
Oh,
He's
that's
like
gay.
he's like a teenage James Bond.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
started watching that, but I keep falling asleep or like just doing something else, and it took me 3 days to finish the first episode.
Turn that off and
Yeah,
turn Fallout on,
yeah. As long as the
and you
whole
will not
season.
be disappointed. Oh,
Okay,
so good. Did you play the game at all?
I did not.
Okay, well that's good in a way. It's you go in fresh, but I think you're really gonna like it.
You're the second person today that's recommended it, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
And I watched a Nicolas Cage movie that was on Netflix called The Retirement Plan.
How was that?
Do you know what it is?
Is it the one where people come to rob his house and he's like his wife and his daughter are there and they tie him up and all that stuff?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but I want to watch that.
There's a lot of movies that Nicolas Cage makes.
Nicolas Cage is a guy who's living in the Cayman Islands, and I think we are led to believe that he is a retired hitman, and people are trying to kill one of his family members who is visiting him, so he has to get back into hitman mode after not being a hitman for a long time.
Interesting.
And I found Ron Perlman's in it, which is always nice as well.
I love Ron Perlman.
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage is always nice to watch. It's always the guy's always doing something that you want to
I,
see.
I like him.
But the movie, I'm not a writer. I'm not. I like to think I am. Like when I watch something, I think I could make it better. This movie, I think, suffers from somebody who doesn't know how to write a script.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
So yeah, it's just a lot of why'd that happen? Wait, why is that not happening? And it went from like serious to a couple scenes of slapstick. Like
Oh no.
what is going on here? Like I'm not watching Scary Movie. I'm not watching Three's Company. I'm watching a bunch of people hunting down a hitman. Why? I was waiting to hear like that old school like 1920s music when like the guy gets his shirt stuck to the back of the fire truck and
Okay.
he's trying to run behind the fire truck as fast as he can and it's playing that really fast paced, just corny shit.
Hmm. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Have you ever seen The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg?
Years and years and years and years and years ago.
That's sort of jokey and it works.
Hmm. Yeah. So I don't recommend the retirement plan at all.
I'll pass.
Yeah. But if you can watch the what is it, the massive talent one? Have you seen it?
I've seen that several times. Yeah, it's great.
Holy fuck, that's a great movie.
So good. I made my kids watch it
I don't
just
even
this
remember
last.
what's it called. The
Uh,
unimaginable
the
weight.
unbearable weight of massive
Yeah,
talent.
that is a fucking great movie.
So good.
Every moment of it made me happy to watch.
The young Cage. Oh, so great.
Yeah. So if you're a listener out there and you haven't seen it, which I don't know why you haven't, because it's a couple years old, track it
Give
down
it a
and watch it.
go. Give it a
Yeah.
go.
Unbearable weight of massive talent. Ignore the retirement plan. I did notice that and Antonio Banderas has like 12 movies on Prime, and they're
Okay.
all about him being either a hitman or B, a retired hitman.
That's a good role for him. That guy's in
But
insane physical shape for his age.
but it just so many. It's like how many times can you be a retired hitman?
And he says it the same way every time, I'm
Every
guessing.
every time. It's just so weird. Like how when did these movies come out? Like I had no idea any of these existed. It's like he just went somewhere and said, "Okay, I can make 12 Hitman movies. Let's make them all right now." And he did. And
All simultaneously.
yeah, they all got released in the same year on Amazon Prime. It's so fucked up.
I wonder if they're Amazon Studios. Maybe he signed a contract with them.
You'd figure that he would look through the scripts and be like, I've been a hitman 4 times. How about I do something else?"
He's like, I'll only do movies where I'm a hitman,
Yeah.
and that is all.
And then I saw a movie that I'd never seen before, but I wanted to. It's got Sylvester Stallone and he's a superhero in it.
Oh, that was a good one. The Samaritan?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, oh, I wanted to watch this. It's been on my list for like 2 years now. I'm gonna watch it. And usually, I don't know, 40 minutes into a 90-minute movie, I can tell you the ending.
Yeah,
It's like I'm about like a 99 percentile guy.
yeah,
And I didn't get this end. This ending was just like, oh, wow, okay, cool. And that made me happy. Not knowing that that was the ending made me
yeah,
fucking happy. Knowing
yeah. It
I
was
was
good.
wrong.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much. I'm like, I kind of watched the trailer first. I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And it was good. I'm a big Sly fan, so that helps.
And his daughters are hot, so that helps.
Daughters are very hot.
But they're not in it, unfortunately.
That's okay. He's got a reality show you can watch. You can see all of them you want.
I'm gonna pass. Reality shows don't really make me happy.
No, me neither. They're so
Uh,
depressing and scripted.
Bam Margera, Viva La Bam was the only reality show that I fucking loved.
Oh, Jackass was good.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched Jackass, but I liked Viva La Bam even better.
I don't think I ever got into that. Or the Wild Boys.
No, I watched a couple episodes, yeah. They really rode that wave, didn't they?
They sure did. And they're still riding it
Good.
forever.
Good for them.
I think so. Apparently Bam's like cleaned up his act and stuff, which is good.
I hope so.
From newtelegraph.com.
Ooh.
Speaking in a statement issued via his social media page, Rollins revealed that Zach is in good health.
That was interesting.
What did Alexa tell us?
That Bam is in good health.
No. Alexa knows everything.
Fucking apparently.
Ask Alexa how big Mr. Clay's penis is.
Alexa, how big is Mr. Clay's penis?
I don't know that.
I don't know that.
I was hoping for her to say, I found this on the web about Mr. Clay's penis.
It's very small.
Yeah. The word on the street is that it's like a big clit, almost like he has a vagina. But he's funny, so sometimes girls spend the night with him.
Yeah, sometimes we get lucky, even us ugly guys.
It's true. We're sixes.
Sure. I'm a mission 7.
Well, that's not a bad thing to be, because nobody in mission is higher than a 7, so that's pretty good.
Fucking A.
You're cream of the crop, buddy. Cream of the crop. So you wanted me to research something, or you wanted to research it and teach me something?
Either or. A while back, maybe last year, I listened to a podcast about this subject, and it scared me to my very bone marrow. So I thought, why don't we give it a little talk about it? See if we can scare some more people.
Yeah, I spent about an hour today clicking on different links about it, because one link led me to another link, led me, the rabbit hole. We all do it. Of
course.
Like probably on a daily basis, I rabbit hole myself on the internet.
Me too.
And I think it's fantastic because it causes me to learn, and I don't mind that at all. But
yeah, agreed.
This one, there's a lot of things to fear in life. Like swimming in an ocean and a shark gets you. That's a fear.
Yeah. Car accidents.
And that's why I like to be the one driving.
Me too.
I feel like I trust myself more than the other people.
Yeah, it's the unknown, right? You're just like, I think they're all right.
And then I was setting up a computer at work, and I was really busy that day, but one of my employees started to set it up, and I didn't want to be rude or anything, but I was like, I really don't have time to do this today. And he's like, oh, I can do it. I was like, no, I appreciate it. But the way I see it is if you set it up and something isn't right, I can blame you for that. And I don't want that. I would rather set it up, and if something's wrong, I have no one to blame but myself. I would rather not have to reinstall anything or do anything if somebody else fucked it up.
Computer guy was cool with that?
Well, he's not a computer guy. He's just an employee who knows computers. And yeah. So he was fine with it. He totally understood. He goes, yeah, I don't want to get in shit for something that I did if I could avoid it, right?
Yeah, fair.
And yeah, so I rushed through my stuff and I tried to set it up, and he started it and it was all good. And yeah, everything he did is perfectly fine. And yeah, so I got that up and running. But once again, I would rather be the one in charge. That way, if something gets fucked up, I don't have to blame somebody else, because I really hate blaming somebody else for something.
You're a control freak, and that's okay.
Well, no, I just don't want to get mad at somebody for something that if I sat and breathed and thought about it, I wouldn't get mad. But the spur of the moment, I get mad, and then I have to apologize, which I don't have a problem saying I'm sorry. I've learned that I'm sorry is a fucking awesome phrase, and I use it every day, multiple times.
It's a powerful tool.
And I don't mind apologizing for things. I at all. I don't mind saying that I fucked up. It feels
me neither.
So good. But there was a point in time where my pride wouldn't allow me to apologize.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know a lot of people that struggle with that.
Yeah, I had to get to a point where it made me feel better to know that I was starting to build the relationship better, to smooth things over for something I fucked up on. So yeah.
You're evolving as a person.
Well, that sounds terrible.
I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. I'll be at work and I'll take blame for something that I didn't do, because it's just easier than explaining how stupid they are for thinking that it was my fault. So I just say, oh, I'm so sorry about that. It'll never happen again. And then, even though I had nothing to do with it.
I do that at work when somebody fucks something up and a customer's like, hey, this is messed up. And then I apologize saying, I'm so sorry, I made that wrong. And I make sure that the person who made it wrong hears me say that. And then when when the customer leaves, I look at them and they're like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, no worries. Like, we'll we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
But
we'll work this out in a later date.
yeah, this isn't a freebie. But I think when people who come into my establishment recognize me as the owner, and if there's a mistake and I own up to it instantly, I think they're very cool with that.
Totally, it diffuses the situation like that.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want them going online to say, "Oh, a 16-year-old punk ass kid wouldn't like own up to them fucking up on my whatever, whatever."
Yeah,
And right, I'd rather them say, "Hey, the owner of here, once he fucked up, he like made it right." Although it makes me look like a fuck up, it makes me look like I'm taking care of my customers.
yeah. He's incompetent, but he's kind.
Yes, perfect. I've never been described like that, but I'm pretty sure I could put that on my dating profile.
Yeah.
Incompetent but kind, with a baby
Sometimes that's
pin.
all you need.
He's a mission 7. His friend Josh says so.
Good, good.
Anyway,
So, do we want to talk about the terrifying subject?
yeah, it's not sharks in the water, it's not a car accident. It's not
No,
coming home and finding your entire family stabbed to death on the kitchen floor
it's
with
an extremely, extremely rare disease of the mind, is what I would call it.
yeah, it's a
What they call
genetic
a prion disease.
it's a genetic disorder that doesn't show up early in life.
And it's tied to a certain amount of families. Like I think one or two in a million get it.
Wow.
And there was one famous family in Italy who were plagued by it. It was called the family curse. And it would every generation one kid would get it. And my God,
It's pretty fucked up. Do you want to say the name or should we let people guess? It's like Urban
uh,
Dictionary, but less fun.
I don't think they'll be able to guess. It's
That,
called Fatal Familial Insomnia. And I think just by the name you can sort of figure it out what it involves.
yep. Well, I mean, the last and the first words were the ones that were keys for me.
And then you got to read about it and you're like, damn, that's not good.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the people overall, not just because they're dying, but because I don't sleep a lot, but I get sound sleep. Like I can
Yeah.
drop right now. Like if I got off this podcast, I could just close my eyes, sit on the couch, lay down, and I'd be out in like 10 minutes.
Well, you're
I,
so lucky. I
I
can't do that.
I've got no problem sleeping. I've got no problem getting solid sleep. I had a girl spend the night, and this is recently, and they had to work pretty early in the morning. So they set their alarm like 2 hours before my alarm goes off, and it went off. And then like 10 minutes later, it went off again. And then like 10 minutes later, it went off again. And
Ugh.
on the fourth one, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, can you just get up and go to work? They're like, I was snoozing. I'm like, you just wasted an hour of solid sleep. If you would
Yeah.
just set your alarm for now, you wouldn't feel tired later today because you would have got a full solid extra 45 minutes of sleep.
I dated a girl just like that.
I don't, I
So
don't,
funny that you say that.
I don't fucking get it. Like my alarm goes off and I have one that goes off 2 minutes later just in case I hit the wrong thing with my hand and I like shut it off
Yeah.
and then I just fall back asleep. It'll go off again in 2 minutes, like a different alarm. So it's not a snooze. It's just two alarms set 2 minutes apart. And
Yeah.
I'm always up with I'm always up with the second one, but I'm like 95% up with the first one.
I wake up 5 minutes before my alarm every day. I
Ooh,
look over and go, wonder what time it is. Grab my phone. 5 minutes before wake up.
that's good for
Up I
your
go.
your brain. Like you're I would guarantee you, like, do you probably go to bed at the same time every day?
I try to, yeah.
Okay, because yeah, I do too. I go to bed usually 3 a.m. Like my phone does a health thing. It says, "Ooh, health, this, this, and this," and then my phone goes into like sleep mode
Yeah.
where I can't get disturbed for 5 hours because that's my sleep schedule.
I have that as well. And it gets
And
9:30 is when mine starts
yeah,
doing that.
so mine goes off at like 2:58, and I'm usually in bed at 3 at that time. Like I'm done. Like that
Yeah.
goes off. It's like okay, time to go to bed. I'm gonna get a solid 5 hours sleep, and that's my life. And there's a time, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, I went to bed like half an hour before that. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, huh, I'll just go to bed. There's nothing else to do. Friends aren't
Yeah.
on, play Call of Duty. I don't really want to start something that I can't finish in the next 25, 30 minutes. So I'm
Sure.
just going to go to bed. And then I woke up like 15 minutes before my alarm. I woke up, I look at my phone. I was like, huh, weird. I went to bed 15 minutes, half an hour earlier than I usually do. And my body woke me up 15 minutes to half an hour earlier than I usually get up. So my body's on a 5-hour cycle of sleep. It is.
Interesting. I need a
Yeah.
little more than that.
Anyway,
So how this thing usually starts is the patient, the casualty, starts to notice that they're not able to sleep as well as normal. And then it progresses and progresses to the point where you don't sleep at all. You're never getting sleep. You're never dreaming. And it slowly drives you insane. And then your central nervous system starts to shut down. And eventually you die. There's no cure. There's no way to survive it. How terrifying is that?
it's super fucked up, and it says it usually doesn't happen until you're in your 40s.
At least that's like one saving grace. You got to live a decent amount of life before it hits.
Yeah. But then after that, you have 72 months before it's fatal.
Yeah,
Can you fucking imagine? Is it 72 months? I think it was
72 months, I
Yeah.
believe.
72 months. You're like, okay, you can't sleep anymore. You may as well count down. You're not going to be here 6 years from now.
So here's the actual technical stuff for it. Fatal insomnia is an extremely rare neurodegenerative prion disease that results in trouble sleeping as its hallmark symptom. The majority of cases are familial, stemming from a mutation in the PRNP gene, with the remainder of cases occurring sporadically, which is called sporadic fatal insomnia. The problems with sleeping typically start out gradually and worsen over time. Eventually, the patient will succumb to total insomnia, most often leading to such other symptoms such as speech problems, coordination problems, and dementia. It results in death within a few months to a few years and has no known cure.
That's super fucked up.
Ugh, terrifying. I don't even imagine it would be a quick thing to diagnose, right?
Well, not until you've realized that you have been up for a week straight and you're like, oh, I might have a problem here. And I'm pretty sure they can do a genetic test on you after that to see if your PNP something isn't working.
Yeah, your gene. Unreal.
So, do you think going to the doctor after not sleeping for 3 days, they'll give you some sleeping pills?
Exactly what they would do.
And
And then
then,
those wouldn't work.
and then how often do you think you'd have to go back for the doctor to be like, I think we need to do some genetic testing on you? Because I know they
Probably
did.
take a long time.
Well, probably, right? Like my genetic testing for my family's cancer gene wasn't allowed to be done until a whole bunch of people in my family had been tested and we had a family tree and a history of it. They just wouldn't, you couldn't walk in and say, I need this test. They're like, we're going to need proof that this is worth our time.
Hmm.
So they would probably need some sort of proof that it's worth their time to do genetic testing on you if you can't sleep. But I guess if they're prescribing a bunch of sleeping pills to you and you're still not sleeping, and
Yeah,
how much sleep do you have to get, or how little sleep do you have to get before you start hallucinating? 2, 3 days? Like,
I imagine so. In my early 20s, I started using crystal meth.
are you serious?
So, yeah, I was addicted to it. It wasn't very long. Like, I managed, thank God, to get out of it pretty quickly. But I remember I would go in like 5, 6 days not sleeping, and my brain was not working very well.
I can't even imagine. I can't even count probably on one hand the times that I've done like, I mean, I've done 24 hours. Like we've all done the
Oh,
staying up
yeah.
all night, then going to work, and then, easily 24 hours. But I can't remember even 48 hours. I I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even remember anything. I remember being in high school and my friend and I stayed up I spent 2 nights at his house for the weekend, like Friday and the Saturday. And we stayed up both nights. And on Sunday morning, like he just crashed. And then I was like, all right, whatever. And then I just fucking crashed.
Yeah.
We,
Sleep for like 12 hours.
yeah. But then we had school the next day. So I can't imagine if I'd stayed up and then gone home and then gone to bed at like 10 o'clock at night. There's no fucking way I'd get up for school the next day.
No, your brain just doesn't function. Like, the only reason
Yeah.
why my brain was is because I kept doing the crystal meth.
So what if a doctor prescribed crystal meth to these people
Here,
to
this
keep,
will help.
do you think it would help a little bit?
I mean, they probably feel a lot better for a little while.
But yeah, we've all done driving at night and you're tired as fuck right after a road trip or just a long drive and everybody else in the car is sleeping. And have you ever seen shit on the road? I've seen rabbits run across the road or a car come towards me that isn't real. Like I'm in that falling asleep phase
Yeah, the
while
in
driving.
between.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've actually seen something. I might have. I might
Have
have
you ever
been,
nodded off? I have, like
oh,
driving on the highway, and I'm
oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
oh fuck,
So
oh my
many
god,
times.
I'm driving.
So I make it a point because I live like 2.5 hours from Edmonton and I'm always going there for watching like IMAX movies.
Yeah,
And I'm not a spend the night in Edmonton guy. I'm a drive the 2.5 hours, spend the day there, watch the movie, have dinner, and then drive back at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning kind of guy.
sleep in your own bed. Yeah,
Yeah. And there's a rule I have is I do not whatsoever ever use cruise control when I'm driving at night.
smart. I never use it either. I don't trust it.
Yeah. So I want to feel the from the side of the road when my
The
tires hit it.
rumble strips.
Yeah, I don't want to use cruise control. I want to feel that, but I want to feel it when I'm going 30 instead of going 120. Because at that point you're fucked. You hit
You're
that at
fucked.
120, you're already on the
Oh,
ditch.
totally.
So
Scary stuff.
yeah. So it says adults need recommended 7 hours sleep a night to function at 100%.
Unless you're Clay.
Well, maybe my life's just easy, so I don't have to focus on too much.
Maybe you're not functioning at 100%.
Yeah, that could be it
Maybe
as
you're
well.
60% Clay at all
But
times.
I'd like to think that I'm 100% Clay all the time. I accomplish quite a fucking load of shit on a daily basis.
Yeah, you do.
So I'd like to think that I'm accommodating my sleep schedule to make sure that I live my best life.
Imagine what you could do on 7 hours. You'd be a fucking crazy man.
Yeah, but I would lose 2 hours. So 2 hours of productivity would be gone.
I suppose that's true.
I can't really do my job quicker. I can't really feed my kids quicker. I can't really clean my house or play Call of Duty with my friends quicker.
You could
So
if you hired a maid.
true. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a maid and then had a kid with her, and I don't want that.
That wasn't his maid. That was his nanny.
Oh, is that not the same thing?
Hey, come over here.
All
I
right,
got
lie
the-
down.
I'm going to grope you now. Even though you're ugly.
Do you think he used those words exactly?
Totally.
I'm married to the Kennedy family because I'm gonna grope my old maid.
Yeah, and apparently Maria Shriver was like, we're hiring the ugliest nanny of all time so that you don't cheat. And then he did anyway and had a kid with her.
Do you think that was a challenge to him? Like she was just like, you know what, Arnold? Fuck this. We're not gonna have you fucking around on me. We're gonna get a hideous maid. And he's like, all right, fuck you. Challenge accepted.
Totally. He's like, I don't care what she looks like. I'm coming.
I mean, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in his prime, he could probably get any woman he wants just because he's Arnold
And
Schwarzenegger.
did. And he did. You know, he got all those women for sure. One on each arm.
Well, his arms are so big, you'd probably put 2 or 3 on each arm.
Maybe so.
Anyway, back to dying because of lack of sleep.
It's just it just boggles my mind. Like these poor people suffering with that. Can you even imagine? I can't.
No, I mean, I get the sleep I need. It's not often I'm struggling with being able to fall asleep.
Sometimes I do have troubles and my mind's racing and I can't turn it off. And then of course you're stressing out because you're like, well, I need to get to sleep.
Yeah.
And it just compounds it. So you start thinking even more. You're like, shut the fuck up, brain. I usually jump up, smoke a couple big hauls of my, because weed makes you sleepy, right? So
I guess so.
Well, generally. Sometimes it doesn't help though, and sometimes I do have very bad sleeps, which makes me scared of this thing even more.
Yeah.
Because I know what that feels like.
I've got a rule in my house that I don't look at my phone after I hit the hay. Like after my head is on the pillow,
Yeah.
I don't look at the time on my phone. Even if I wake up because my stomach hurts, I gotta take a shit, or oh hey, I gotta take a piss.
You just don't do it.
I don't. No, I do it. I just don't look at my
okay.
phone. I don't look at the clock.
Yeah,
I go back
really.
to bed and I tell my brain, it's like, all right, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You went to bed 15 minutes ago. Like that's
Yeah.
it. And I hit the hay. Like there's times I'll wake up and I'll see the light through my curtain. I know it's after 5 a.m. and I
Yeah.
have to be up at 8. And I just like roll over and I like it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I can still get 4 hours sleep. I'm going back to bed. I don't look at my phone. I don't look at the time. I don't look at my clock. I don't want my brain to know what time it is, so I tell my brain what time it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just misleading myself. I mean, when you think about it, if it was 7:50 in the morning and I'm not looking at my phone and I fall back asleep, and then my alarm goes off at 8:07, will I notice that I'd only slept for like 9 minutes?
I don't know. Sometimes I'll like wake up 10 minutes before the alarm and I'll be like, look over because I have my Alexa there. She's got a screen so I can
Yeah,
see what time it is, like very dimly, but I can
yeah,
see it. And I'll be like, oh, I got 10 minutes. I'll just drift off a little bit. And then I have the most insane
yeah,
dream that lasts forever. And
yeah,
then I wake up and I'm like, how the hell was that possible? I mean,
yeah.
you can't get to REM sleep that fast, can
Well,
you?
that's what I mean. Like, what if you can't tell that you've only slept for like 10 minutes? That's awesome. You then in your head you've gotten that full fucking sleep.
I suppose. I don't know, man.
So yeah, I just don't. I make it a rule in myself for myself that my alarm clock and my phone do not get looked at. Like my nothing, no time after I hit the pillow. The only time that matters is when I turn that alarm off at 8:07. That's it.
I just hope that tonight I don't fucking lay back on my pillow and start thinking about not being able to sleep, and then it turns into a vicious cycle. Luckily, tomorrow's Friday and I only work a half day, but still.
Like you said though, you can go smoke weed and then go back to bed.
Yeah, it usually works, but sometimes it doesn't, and that's when it's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I try and make it a rule that I rub one out before I go to bed because after you nut,
That also helps. Yeah,
you're always tired after you nut, right?
yeah, totally.
So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and then I'll go to sleep. And that's my like 2:15 to 2:30 to 2:55 like schedule.
Excellent.
That's what I do. I spend that last half hour, 45 minutes going to town on myself to really, really just release.
That's a long session.
Yeah, well, I want it to last as long as possible.
Hmm. You don't want to just get it over with?
No, because I want to be worn out. I want to be tired. I want to be unloaded.
Uh,
I want my body to
Excellent.
say, dude, that was a great session. You fucking unloaded. You deserve your rest. Roll over and
S-
go to sleep.
Smack yourself around a bit, pull your hair.
Yeah, yeah. Put my handcuffs on, make sure I wake up in the morning with bruises on my wrists.
Yes.
Be like, oh, that's uncomfortable. Pull the dildo out of my ass. Be like, that's where I put it.
There it was.
Oh, you used the big one last night. Oh, I don't remember. That's right, other Clay. That's right.
That's future Clay's problem.
Yeah, future Clay's problem for the bleeding anus. I was editing a show and we were talking about coffee and I was talking about how it makes my asshole bleed, and
Yeah.
you took it literally. Like you're like, maybe you shouldn't not just not drink coffee, but you should figure out why your asshole's bleeding. And I was like, no, no, no. That's a figure of speech. It doesn't actually bleed. It just my stomach hurts and I shit a lot after coffee. So it
It's
just
too
made me laugh.
it's too bad because I started designing you a nighttime maxi pad for your ass bleed.
Perfect. Well,
It's
I
still a
mean,
prototype, but
yeah, I'll take it. Who knows what's going to happen in my future? Maybe my butthole will bleed.
it might. I think it will.
I hope not.
You've manifested it.
Yeah. I do remember a time that I had a friend call me. So I lived in Abbotsford and he was in Vancouver going to going to college, university. And he called me up. He's like, "Hey man, I need you to come to like my university and I need you to take me to the doctor." And I was like, "What?" He goes, do you work tonight? I go, "No, but you what? Are you serious?" He goes, "I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it when I get here. I don't want to talk about it over the phone, but can you get to my school fast?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably like 45 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on traffic." So I drove all the way to school. I picked him up and it's just me and him. And I'm driving. I go, where am I taking you? He's like, "Oh, to this hospital." And he like, told me where to drive. And I was like, "Do you want to talk about this? Because I don't know what the fuck's happening right now, but this is super weird and awkward, man. Like, what are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, so I was in the bathroom today and I wiped and I wanted to make sure I'd wiped enough. So I looked on the toilet paper and it's just a bunch of blood, like a whole bunch of blood." And I was like, "Are you fucking with me right now? Like, did you really? Like, are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of blood." I go, "Then what'd you do?" He's like, "Well, I grabbed more toilet paper and I wiped and it hurt when I was wiping." I was like, "Okay, then what?" He goes, "Well, then I grabbed more toilet paper and I dabbed it to make sure that it was clean, and I dabbed it till there was no blood on the toilet paper." I was like, "Okay, let's get to the hospital because
So what's the problem?
well, that's right. Well, that's not a normal thing, right?"
Well,
Or
I mean, sometimes you got to wipe pretty aggressively. Maybe you busted a blood vessel or
Well, I
something
mean,
back
I
there.
I don't know what he was going through, so I just like took him to the hospital. I'm just waiting the parking lot and waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, an hour later he comes out and he's laughing and he's got a little baggie. I guess he got a prescription from the pharmacy in the hospital, but he's like smiling, like, and he's like hopping, skipping over to my car and he
What the
gets in.
fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, "What, are you on drugs? Like, did the doctor drug you up?" He's like, "No, no." So, like, I was thinking that I had like asshole cancer or something, and I was like ripping my ass apart and it's bleeding everywhere, and I was like nervous and scared. But the doctor looked at it, and I was like, "So, did you get down on all fours?" And the doctor like gets a probe and puts his fingers in there. He's like, "Well, no, I sort of like,
You lay
you
on
know,
your side.
yeah." And they like put my knee up to my chin, and he's looking at
Yeah.
my butt, and he says everything's fine. It's you need more fiber in your diet, so your shits are a little bit
Tearing your asshole a bit.
better, that it doesn't rip you a fucking new asshole. So I
A
gave you some
steelhead.
steelhead, exactly. So I'm gonna give you, prescription for some pills that are like massive fiber, and your poop is gonna be better for your body. It'll strengthen your butthole, and your poop will be a good consistency. But buy some cereal with some fiber and buy some like fiber pills, but this will get you going in the right direction. And I'm just looking, I was like, I drove 45 minutes
Yes. What
for
the hell?
because you thought your asshole was bleeding due to some sort of cancer, and it just turns out you don't know how to have a fucking normal diet. Like, that's it.
I like harder poos. I don't like soft poos. They're messier.
Yeah, I don't like wiping like 11 times. Not
When
a
I
fan.
wipe and there's nothing there, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was the best shit of all time.
Josh is a winner. This guy, winner.
Yes. Gonna have a good day today.
Yeah, so hey man, if you're listening to the show, I don't know if you listen to the show or not, but if you're listening to the show, I didn't mention your name or where you went to school, but I want to let you know that that was like 25 years ago, and I still think about it at least once a week. How I might have had to give my shift up for the day. Maybe I had to like trade it or something, but you made me drive 45 minutes because you thought your anal cancer was ripping you apart, and you had your own vehicle. You could have just driven to the fucking doctor. Like,
I
I,
can't drive in this condition.
but he still sat in a car seat the same way. He's not doing anything different other than shifting and driving. Like, he's still sitting in the same seat for the same amount of time, the same distance, doing the same stuff. I thought maybe he thought he was going to bleed out while driving
Yeah, that's
and
what it
just
sounds
pass
like.
out
It's
and
wet.
die.
It's wet back here. Sorry
But
about your seats.
it just goes to show you the shit we do for our friends.
Are you guys still close?
Very close.
Oh, well, there you go.
Not like homoerotically close, but I'm pretty sure that whenever we're in the room together, everybody thinks we are.
You guys experimented a little bit in college. I get it.
Well, yeah, I used to fuck him in the ass, and I guess my dick's pretty big because it bled a lot.
It's all over the place. And then you guys went to the hospital. That's how the real story went.
I'm sorry, it came out. Sorry, buddy.
That's so paranoid to do that. I mean, I puked up an entire sink full of blood once, and I didn't even go to the doctor.
That's the opposite of what I would do. I would be, oh my God.
I was drinking moonshine for days, so I was pretty sure that's what it was from. But yeah, the next day I felt better, so I just didn't go. And then here I am today.
So when you drink moonshine for days, is that just like that's your primary diet? Just
Yeah,
being obliterated and not really eating anything?
precisely.
Jesus. And
Yeah,
you don't do that anymore?
I don't drink at all.
But you do smoke a lot of weed.
Tons of it.
Man, but that's not going to make you puke blood.
No, it doesn't erode your stomach layers to the point of I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. It was just a lot of blood.
Well, if you'd gone
I
to a doctor, you'd know how to explain it because they would have explained it to you.
I was at the bar too, and some guy saw me do it. Was like, "Oh my god, dude, you're dying." I was like, "No, it's fine." Wipe my mouth. Back to drinking.
Oh, you should meet my friend Clay's friend whose asshole bleeds regularly. That's a real problem.
Or yours from drinking coffee.
It doesn't really bleed. It just
I think it
feels like
does
it's
though.
bleeding.
Yeah, I think it does. Is it very red or?
No,
Apparently
it's just poop. It's just poop. It just I shit a lot when I drink coffee. My stomach
and
just
it's liquidy kind of.
oh yeah, it's not solid. It just decimates my whole fecal matter digestive system. Coffee rips through me.
It is a diuretic.
Yeah, it does boggle my mind that people I don't know. I shit in the morning because I shit in the morning. I don't need to have coffee to make me shit.
No, me neither. It's just coffee and nicotine go so well together in the morning, and
I love the flavor. I could drink ice caps all day long if my stomach didn't say, "Hey, stop that. This isn't good for us."
maybe you're lactose intolerant.
Well, I guess I do have a little bit of cream in my coffee, but I eat a lot of yogurt and I drink a lot of milk and I eat a lot of ice cream.
Well, then you're not.
Like I usually have
It's
one of those
just the
tubs of
coffee.
yogurt like in one sitting, like the whole big the 750 ml or whatever of yogurt.
That's good. It's good for your gut biome.
Yeah. I will polish off one of those because I fucking love yogurt.
Vanilla flavored?
Anything. Like right now I've got mango vanilla right now. It's like thick Greek yogurt and it's fucking awesome.
That'd be great if it wasn't mangoes. I'm allergic to those.
They also have a white chocolate raspberry, the same brand, the same company. And that one's pretty good.
Liberté or whatever?
It might be Liberté. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's the black on the top. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Liberté.
Liberté.
But yeah, the white chocolate raspberry is pretty good. My favorite yogurts to buy is coconut and lime. So I'll just mix them together.
My favorite's lemon.
So good, right?
So good. That little tang of citrus in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yogurt's fantastic. And usually they have a peach cobbler version too. Liberté has a peach
Oh, yeah?
cobbler. Yeah,
Does it have like little oatmeal crumbs and shit in there?
it doesn't.
Oh,
It does not.
just the flavor.
Yep. And I've got a new thing today. I got a friend, like, because we're into like snacks, right? I got a friend who sent me a picture. She goes, "Hey, I was thinking of you today, so I got these pictures here for you." And before I looked at the pictures, I was like, is it a Thai lady boy? Or is it a Japanese schoolgirl in a little outfit?
With a
Or,
dip.
or is it food? And it was food. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you know me. It's one of the three things that I'd
One
want
of
to
the
see
three.
pictures of." And yeah, she said she's at 7-Eleven and they have like bins. It's not even on the shelf, it's just bins of chocolate bars. And one is strawberry flavored Smarties, just a pack of Smarties with just
Oh,
strawberry flavored
interesting.
Smarties. And then there's strawberry Arrow, so the cream in the middle is strawberry flavored and the Arrow. There's Rolo Kit Kat, so a Kit Kat probably with Rolo pieces in it. That's my guess.
Caramel, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
And then there's a coffee crisp that is iced caramel iced cappuccino.
Oh, wow. I've never tried any of those.
I've tried the Arrow strawberry before. I got it from a Japanese store, so I've had that. But yeah, after this show, I'm gonna go to Walmart, buy some groceries, and then stop by 2 7-Elevens and see if I can grab that stuff.
See if you can round it up.
Yeah.
I'm off sugar right now, so I'm not enjoying anything sweet.
Do you even natural sugar like apples or pears or
Oh,
anything?
no. Natural sugar I'll take down, but I don't eat a lot of fruit as it is. So I would say the only sugar I'm really getting is in the multivitamins that I take, and then whatever occurs naturally in like avocados.
Okay.
But my diet is mostly just eggs, avocados, chicken, rice, ground beef, broccoli, carrots. A very simple diet right now.
That sounds like a pretty good soup without like
Cranking along. I'm down. I can see the 4 of my top abs already.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm like, holy shit, it's working.
I might want to try that. But this week I'm making Greek food, so I bought my thick yogurt and sour
Yeah.
creams and my cucumbers and my garlic and my potatoes and my wrap shell. So I'm gonna make Greek chicken wraps with homemade tzatziki and lemon
Hummus?
roasted potatoes. I'm not gonna do any hummus. I'm not.
Oh, hummus is so good.
It is good, but I don't think my kids will eat it. They'll look at
Tahini?
it. Yeah, they'll look at it and be like, "I don't want that." I was like, "Dude, it's just chickpeas and tahini and garlic. Just
It's
shut the
so
fuck,
good.
shut the
It's
fuck
so
up and
good.
eat it."
I love the texture. It's like silk.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever made it fresh in like a food processor?
I haven't.
Oh man. If you've only had hummus from like the store, like sure they make good ones at Greek restaurants,
Yeah.
but if you make it yourself, my God, in a food processor, the consistency is so smooth and very hard to explain, but it's incredible.
I'll have to try that. I do like cooking from time to time.
You're a
I've
cook
been
like me. It's in our hearts and in our souls.
I've been known for making shit like that. So yeah. Back to Sleepy Death.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on it a little bit, but the more we talk about it, the more scared I get. I do have a couple more tidbits here. Okay, so here's some stats. Fatal familial insomnia is very rare and affects an estimated 1 to 2 people out of every 1 million.
Jesus.
Since FFI is genetic, there are approximately 50 to 70 families worldwide who carry the mutation that causes the condition. How fucked is that?
Can you imagine like when do you as a teenager notice that your uncle or your dad is just like losing his mind? Or when do they tell you, hey, this is going to happen to you? Maybe.
Yeah, hey, our family has this weird thing where one random person from every generation gets this terrible condition.
Would
Sit them
you
down when they're a kid and wreck their life.
would you sort of sever it and just decide I'm not having kids? I'm not doing this
I
to
would just
someone?
kill myself.
Well, I mean, what if you weren't the one that got it? Would you rather live?
I wouldn't even take a chance, man. Just fucking cut me.
Yeah, I think I would avoid having kids if I knew that there would be a chance
Yeah,
that I would spread that off to them.
yeah, because then you could just stop it right there in its tracks. But I mean, who knows how that family tree goes? There could be tons of people involved.
Well, Italians are pretty big families, and there maybe the that one family. Then it is it the one family in Italy you're talking about?
That's the one famous family where, yeah, like as soon as you turned 18 or something, the mom or the dad would sit you down and say, "We have a family curse. This is what happens." And then you're just waiting for this insipid thing to come and manifest. It's terrifying. I
And it
wouldn't
might
tell
not
anyone,
happen.
and it might not happen. So why even know? Ignorance is bliss.
Do you go to the doctor very often? Would you rather know
No.
would you rather know you have liver cancer or just get it discovered and it's too late to fix it?
If I felt like I had a health problem, I would go and try to take care of it. Although when I got shingles this year, earlier, I realized that it's nearly impossible to get any kind of health care in this country. Even if you have, I have excellent coverage and plan. Everything's covered, but I
Yeah.
can't even get my own doctor.
Yeah, getting the doctor is the problem. And then getting a space on some sort of surgery list is tough as well.
The one thing I know I have is what's called a hiatal hernia,
Okay.
and it's just like it's an up high hernia, just beside the esophagus. There's a little lump right here in between my breastises,
Woohoo.
and it kind of like pushes on my lungs. So sometimes it's like I get a little short of breath. But I actually, when that started happening, I called and I figured out that that's probably what it is. Other than that, I feel great.
That's good.
What about yourself?
I think I've mentioned it before. The doctor always told me to leave.
Yeah, you're
Like
fine.
like
Get out of here.
once a year I'd go in and the doctor's like, yeah, just leave. You're good.
Do you get blood work done or?
I just got some done. So it's been 5 years since I got blood and urine work done. Five
Yeah.
years. And that's what the doctor said. Like the doctor, my family doctor is no longer my family doctor because he's doing just deliveries now at the hospital.
Oh, you told me that, right?
Right. Yeah. But his wife is the doctor that I saw. I needed a prescription refill, maybe. I don't remember what it was. I just needed something. And she's like, yeah, you haven't done any blood work or anything, and you don't have a family doctor right now. So once you do this form, we'll get the blood work done and urine work done. And whenever it comes back to the office here, it's going to get assigned to one of the new doctors, and that'll be your new family doctor. It's like, all right.
Huh.
But nobody's called or anything. So maybe they don't have it yet, or maybe they're just like, meh, he's good.
I would take that as a good sign. Normally
Yeah.
they'll get a hold of you and be like, "Oh, your levels on this seem a bit high or low or whatever."
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
take any medications other than cannabis.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm sick, I will get better. Like I'm not a fan of being sick.
Yeah, but I don't take like neocitrin and shit. I don't take any of that stuff. I
No,
just
I drink
ride
tea
it
with
out.
honey. Tea with
Yeah,
honey when my
yeah,
throat hurts. That's my go-to, and that's it. And I'll get more sleep than I usually get. My 5 hours turns into 8 hours.
because you're listening to your body. Your body knows what it needs, and
Yeah. So yeah, I'll
yeah,
just
I'm the
get
same
home.
way.
Yeah, I'll get home from work at 11 o'clock at night, and I'll just go to bed and sleep all the way till 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'll do that because, like I said, I can just fall asleep when I want to fall asleep.
Yeah,
So
lucky you.
I'll do that for 4 or 5 days until the illness I have is gone. and it always is. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I heal up fast. I don't have sicknesses for very long, and I don't hardly ever get sick, which is
That's
nice.
Yeah, my kids always say, why is dad the only one in the house who never gets sick?
Yeah,
I'm
my
like, I
kids
don't,
too. They're like, "What the hell? Everyone else gets sick. My
yeah,
three kids come over, they're sick. I'm exposed all weekend long. I get nothing."
yeah. So maybe I think it's the amount of food I eat. My body has always got enough sustenance in it to fight off
Yeah,
whatever. Like your body likes food, it likes eating, it likes to have fat stores, it likes to enjoy nutrients and proteins, and I eat a lot. So my body's pretty happy with, I guess, my diet. I'm not eating crap.
you eat a lot, but you're not a very big guy. Like from all the snacks and stuff you post all the time, I expect you to be morbidly obese.
Yeah, but I don't eat all of them. That's just it, right? I don't sit there and
What,
eat
you
a
have self-control?
yeah, I don't sit there and eat a pack of 12 Twinkies in one sitting. I'll eat one and then I'll put it in that box like I told you when I found that pop
Yeah,
from France. It'll just sit in there. Like I've got so many fucking Kit Kats and stuff in there from like last year.
not
And
me, man. I'll sit there and eat a bag of candy and a bag of Doritos and go back and forth. I'm like, salty, sweet, salty, sweet. I'm like, oh, my heart hurts.
uh, from time to time I'll do a bag of chips, one of the not the family size one, the big one, but like the middle size bag.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I
So
take, and I do it in two sittings. So I
yeah,
don't do this anymore, but I used to like eat half a bag of candy, like while I'm sitting on the couch watching my TV or whatever.
yeah.
Half a bag of chips, half a bag of candy, roll those up, put them away in the kitchen, and that would be the next day's fucking junk session. But I'm
Yep.
not doing that anymore.
Because you ever eat the Tostitos with lime?
Oh yeah, touch of hint of lime.
Hint of lime. I love
Yeah,
those things.
they're
They're
good.
yeah, I make my nachos with them. I make my taco salads with them, and I like Cool Ranch as well. But I don't usually throw Cool Ranch into nachos.
No,
I'll
they
do those.
don't nacho up very well.
No, but those what are they called? They're rolled
Taquita or no,
Takis.
Takis.
So
Those are gross.
I'll throw Takis into the nacho mix,
Okay,
and I'll
like
do
into the
that.
chips.
Well, yeah, I'll throw the chips and all the like the veggies and the cheeses and whatever. I'll mix it all together, and I'll have like Takis in there and or I'll grab three or four different kinds of chips. I'll grab like blue chip nachos. I'll grab the yellow and white ones, and then I'll grab the hint of lime. And then my nachos have like a little bit of everything in it.
Those aren't nachos, Clay.
What are you talking about?
Well, because what's the main ingredient in nachos?
Cheese?
Yes.
I put cheese on mine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Thought you
I
don't
need.
eat cheese.
I don't like the flavor, but it holds all the shit together.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how the hell are you making this happen?
Yep. No, I put cheese on it and it holds all my stuff
Gotcha.
together. I don't like the flavor of cheese, but there's so much flavor in all the stuff I put on the nachos and the amount of sour cream or salsa I use, I really don't taste the cheese.
So you just ease up on the amount you use, and what kind do you use?
I use a blended marble cheese.
Okay.
So just like
No mozzarella then?
a
Oh, it's
mozzarella
mozza and
cheddar.
cheddar.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll use a mozza and cheddar blend, and I just put enough that the stuff sticks to the chips.
Sure.
And yeah, I would love to do just nachos without cheese and then somehow like put sour cream on the chips when they come out so everything's stuck together. But I can't find a like get one of those like piping gun. Just
I
kind
got some hot ejaculate for your nachos.
of so yeah, no, I do eat nachos with cheese in them because it holds the shit together.
It does, yeah. I was gonna,
And
yeah. It's
so like
interesting.
even at a restaurant and stuff, like I'll eat nachos at a restaurant.
Even though they put too much, you're like, easy cheese. Just go easy on it.
No, I usually give those the cheesy ones to whoever else is
Yeah.
at the table.
I hate when the nachos get soggy. That
Oh my
drives me
God.
nuts. I'm like, oh
You grab the
God.
one nacho and all the oil from the cheese
Yeah,
and
it's
turn
just
it into like
loose,
paper. Yeah, fucking gross.
floppy.
Yeah,
Get the
can't.
fuck out of here, floppy nacho.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But yeah, those are usually my nachos. I don't. Oh yeah, the hint of lime. What I was talking about is I opened a new bag 2 days ago, one of the family size one, and there's only like a handful left. So in the last 2 days, I've just been sour cream and salsaing those hint of lime chips. There's a lot.
Do you like pico de gallo?
I do like pico de gallo.
Me too. I make it homemade.
Ooh, me too.
So good. So
There,
easy.
there is a chip down in the States years ago made by Lay's, pico de gallo flavored, and they were
Okay.
fucking good. They were
That's
really good.
interesting on a potato chip.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Mm.
And yeah, they used to have a BLT Lay's. Really, really good. Yeah, the taco ones were the best. We had those in Canada with a green bag. They were
Yeah.
taco, and you could taste the lettuce in it. That's how prominent. It was
I didn't
fucking
get to
awesome.
try them. I didn't get to try them. I tried Sonic sour cream or whatever. Those were
Mm, I
okay.
Yeah, they taste like Cool Ranch. They're very close to Cool Ranch.
I'd love to try those taco ones. I don't think they came out in BC, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a green bag of Lay's taco flavored.
Oh,
Like,
Lay's. See, I saw the Doritos taco
oh no, well, yeah,
in a green bag.
I've had those before. I've had like they have late night tacos. They had enchilada, empanada. They had so many different Doritos
Doritos, yeah.
taco or nacho flavors in the States. They had like nachos first degree, nachos second degree, nachos third degree. They just got hotter with every kind of chip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Lay's taco flavor, they were fucking awesome.
Oh, weird. That's so weird on a potato chip.
Yeah, to be able to taste the lettuce in the potato chip as prominent was really, really weird, but awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the idea of being able to taste the lettuce.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of a taco.
It is part of a taco. You got me there. Can you taste the East Indian gloved hands in there too?
You usually aren't you supposed to?
Every taco place and Mexican restaurant within a 300-mile radius here, there's not a single Mexican working there. It's all Indo-Canadians, which I find extremely odd.
Well, I'm sure they can follow recipes. I'm a white dude and I make schnitzel. I'm not German. Well, I mean, I guess my family's German. That's a bad example.
That's a terrible example.
I'm not
Try again.
Greek. I'm not Greek, but I make a
I'm
killer
making Greek food.
tzatziki.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I see what you're saying. You got me there.
But I mean, it would be authentic. I mean, they aren't food trucks, right? They're like restaurants.
Yeah, like a bar burrito,
Yeah.
quesada. They're all terrible. They're all fake Chipotles, but Chipotle is the only one that's good.
Hmm.
I
What if
love
it
Chipotle.
what if it was a food truck, like a taco truck, and it was all Indo-Canadians?
I would not go to that taco truck, not because of the Indo-Canadians,
But because it's
but
not Mexicans,
because
no
it's
Hispanics.
that and food trucks are notoriously expensive now, and you get small portions.
Yeah.
I'm just not into the food truck scene, and I think it's gonna slowly die.
We have a good taco one in town here, and they have
What's it
awesome.
called?
I don't know. It's green and it's cool looking. Looks like a big
Oh,
avocado.
we got like a grilled cheese truck, and it's called Gordy's Grub.
Hmm.
Haven't tried it, but he makes a homemade soup every day.
That sounds pretty good. I'm a
Yeah,
soup fan.
I love soup, man.
Not as much as Charlie Ray loves soup,
No, Charlie Ray is Mr. Soup.
except he's not eating it. He's just collecting it.
I'm surprised his last name isn't Campbell.
What if it is? And he's
It
been
might
lying
be.
to us.
I don't know his last name, so there you go.
It starts with a C.
Campbell.
Close.
Are there any other soup names that start with a C?
It's not soup, but it starts with a C. And it's the cool thing about it, it's the perfect name for like a penis. It's
Oh wow.
Cannon. Cannon.
Cannon?
Yeah. How cool is
Oh,
that?
it's the same name as the company I work for,
Hmm.
in a way, similar.
Do you remember the Canon movie company from the 80s?
I remember the Canon, what is it, photo
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
cameras or something?
Yeah, the Canon Cybershot. I owned one of those. I'd probably still have it. Fuck. I wonder if there's anything on my digital camera card from like 20 years ago.
I have some of those too. I know there's stuff on them, like little videos I would take at Christmas of my kids and stuff.
I found a disposable camera in like my toy bin when I was going through toys last year. And I don't know how old it is, but I can't like click on it, so I can't refresh it, so I know it's full.
Oh,
And I would have to mail it away because nobody does any sort of film development around here. But
no?
I
London
wonder.
Drugs?
I don't think so. I would like to find out because I would like to know what's on there. It's got to be 30 years old.
London Drugs will take care of you.
Wait, 30? No, 20, 25 years old. Yeah, yeah. It's got to be old, like really old. I can't remember the last time I had a disposable camera in my hands.
Adventures from work and stuff back in the day?
Maybe. I hope
Hmm,
so.
that'd be cool.
I mean, digitally, you can always look at what you have, but yeah, this is like on a roll of film, and maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's been exposed, or maybe the camera's fucked up. I have no
That's
idea.
true. It doesn't last forever.
I don't think there's any gems in there. There's probably nothing really special, but it would be nice to find.
Some sweet ephemera.
I don't know. I don't know that word.
It means like forgotten bits of media.
Hmm. I like that word now.
Me too.
I also like the word shindig, and I never use it.
Shindig?
Yeah,
Having a
shindig.
shindig there on Friday night.
Yeah, I like it. I've never used it, but I like that word.
I use it all the time. Have a little
Oh,
shindig.
nice. Or do you have any more facts about our
I do, but I'm scared to read them.
because you're worried how your night's gonna go?
Yes. Okay, this is like a little page on what happens. So the lack of sleep leads to physical and mental deterioration, and the disease ultimately progresses to coma and death. That coma would be a blessing in disguise.
As long as you don't wake up from it, you're fine.
Although insomnia is usually the first symptom, some individuals may present with progressive dementia, in which there are worsening problems with thought, cognition, memory, language, and behavior.
So you just become a former shell of yourself.
You would just, everyone around you would think you were going crazy. And meanwhile, you're suffering with a neurodegenerative ailment.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you could do. What else do I got here?
I wonder how many people in your life you've crossed paths with that you think are just crazy old fucks that are actually suffering from this.
Probably none. So it's very rare.
Yeah, but you've crossed paths with a million people in your life, have you not?
I have no idea, Clay. That'd be pretty hard to quantify, would it not?
I don't know. Do you want to go on a quest and walk around Vancouver looking for crazy people to
Alive?
we can determine whether or not they're crazy from the genetic disorder or crazy because they're fucking crazy.
I don't know. Am I
You-
freezing or are you freezing?
I don't know. Like
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
There we go. It's better.
Ooh.
Apparently my internet was unstable for a second there.
Ooh. I hate when my internet is unstable, especially when I'm watching Pornhub.
You're like, damn it, it's buffering again. How am I going to get this nut?
You can hear what's happening. You just can't see the video. It's like, I need both. I need both.
Like, good enough.
It's like reading a
Okay, my
penthouse
last
letter.
little tidbit here is the cause of death. The cause of death for people diagnosed with fatal familial insomnia, or FFI as I'm now going to call it, is damage to the brain and nervous system. This damage, caused by prion proteins accumulating in the thalamus, creates symptoms of insomnia and mental deterioration. Ugh. Terrible. So afraid of it.
I mean, 1 out of every million, I don't think you have to worry about it.
I just feel like it's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you don't have sleep problems, chances are it's probably not gonna. You don't have to worry about it until you start to have sleep
Happen.
problems.
And I'm already in my 40s, so it would have already happened by now.
Well, I mean, maybe. Wait till you can't
Well,
sleep
hopefully.
and then worry about it.
I'm not sleeping right now.
Well, technically no. But I mean,
Maybe I won't
if
never sleep again.
if you are going through a situation where weed doesn't tire you out or beating off doesn't tire you out, like you're still going and going and going, then you should probably see a doctor for them to sit you down and have a little chat.
So I'll go to all 7 walk-in clinics here in Mission, and they'll all tell me, oh, walk-in clinics don't take patients anymore. So then I'll have to go and sit at the Mission Memorial Hospital. I'll sit there for 7 hours, and then I'll finally see a doctor and hopefully get some help.
I mean, you could call a
Daunting,
friend.
isn't it?
You could call a friend, ask if he works that night, and if he says no, you could ask him to come pick you up, take you to the hospital. He could sit in the parking lot, and then you could come out with a big smile on your face with fiber pills, and that could be the resolution to the issue you have. I'm just saying. I mean, just by chance,
Sounds a lot
could
happier of an
happen.
outcome.
Could happen.
You never know,
I've been there. I've seen it happen.
man. Well, one thing we learned tonight is how terrifying FFI is.
Yeah, you seem to be like super nervous about it, like you actually think you're gonna catch it.
Well, this podcast that I listened to like had audio of people like suffering from it in real time
What?
and babbling nonsense, and it was terrifying.
Do you think you're gonna actually get there?
No, I don't
Oh,
think it's gonna happen. It just thinking about it,
oh, it'd be a fucking horrendous way to go.
horrendous. I like sleeping a lot.
See, I don't like sleeping because I find it takes up too much time, but I enjoy there's nights when like when I go on vacation and I don't have anything to do the next day, I just go to bed when I want to go to bed and I wake up when
Yeah.
my body says, "Hey, you need to get out of bed." I'm like, "Oh, cool, I'll get out of bed." And then I go have a shower and then I look at my phone, it's like, "Huh, 1:35 p.m. Fucking A."
Oh,
That
those are
was
the best
yeah, it's like
days.
I got fucking 11 hours sleep last night. This fucking rocks. But
It
I haven't
sucks though, because like it's hard to sleep in, isn't it? I mean,
Well, for me, I don't, I usually have somewhere to be or kids to watch or a job to go to or some meeting of some kind. I usually have something. So sleeping in is super fucking hard for me to do.
even on days when you don't have anything to do, I still find myself waking up because I'm so used to getting up early every day. I get
Yeah.
up, I can't sleep past like 7. I'm like, what?
Oh. Oh, there's times I lay in bed. Like I'll wake up at 8, get my kids ready for school, then I'll go have a shower, and then I go lay back down in bed. It's like, oh, it's 9:05. And then I just wake up. It's like, oh, it's 10:33. All right, time to
Oh,
start my day.
nice.
Time to start my
Not me,
day.
man. Once I'm up, I'm up. That's
Yeah.
it.
Maybe that's the, as I quote once again, luxury of not sleeping a lot is I'm tired. I can just sleep when I need to sleep because I need
Yeah,
it,
you're
right?
worn out.
Yeah, my body's like,
Yeah,
"Hey man,
I
you don't
get
get a
it.
lot of sleep. Just lay down. Close your eyes." And that's why on planes whenever I travel with my kid's mom, she's always like, "I don't fucking get it. Like before the plane takes off, you're already asleep." I was like, wake up when I get there. I've lost no time. Life's pretty good. I wake
Lucky
up
you, man.
I wake up on vacation.
You're like a superhero, Clay. I could just sleep on contact.
That's a terrible superpower though.
Yeah, nighty night.
That's like the superpower being the only person without Down syndrome in the world.
I'm gonna sleep through this entire battle.
Mm. Well, I do hate missing plain entertainment because there's usually movies that I missed in the
Yeah,
theater
that's
that
what I
aren't
do.
out yet. So I'd like to, before I hit the hay, I'd like to look at see what's on entertainment. It's like, oh, I would like to watch that movie because I never watched Blue Beetle. I missed it in the theater,
And
but
you saw it on the plane?
I saw it on a plane in like 4 months later when I went to
Oh
Disneyland.
yeah.
So I was like, oh,
Nice.
nice. It's not out on any streaming, so I'm gonna watch Blue Beetle. And yeah, that
I,
made me
I
happy.
purchased it on Blu-ray.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
I loved it.
It was such a fun movie. I'm glad that he's part of the new like
Me
DCU.
too. Not just a standalone, now we're never gonna see him again. He's
Yeah.
actually gonna be back. So I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because he's so
Um,
like earnest and bashful kind of. He's a
yeah.
good character,
And there weren't any real ties to the rest of the DC universe.
which I liked.
Yeah. So they were able to do it. They didn't have to recast anything. They might recast, I guess, Ted Cord, the original Blue Beetle, because he was at the end and the
Oh,
after credits. We just heard him though. We didn't see him. We just heard his voice on the computer, right?
yeah, that's right. That'd be cool.
So they could make that person anybody.
A legacy character.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because I mean, if they're gonna leave that movie in the DCU, we already know that he exists.
That's true.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the new X-Men 97?
Just the first episode.
Oh man, the last episode last night was unbelievable. It
Okay.
was incredible.
Yeah, the last thing I saw was Magneto surprising everybody with Charles's last will and testament. Charles
Yeah.
wishes. So that's the
Yeah,
last thing I saw. But
perfect.
I'm watching too much stuff like Bad Batch, The Gentleman. Yeah, just too many fucking shows.
It's all good. You'll get there. There's lots of time.
And
You don't
then
have FFI, you're good.
hopefully, knock on wood that I never get FFI. I'd like to think I've got a strong mind and I would hate to watch it crumble. I
Yeah,
would.
the
Oh my God.
diseases of the mind, there's nothing scarier.
Yeah.
I'll take monsters in the dark all day long. Under my bed, let's go.
Mm.
Diseases of the mind, no
Yeah.
thank you.
So if you were to have no choice but to give a blowjob and it's an hour long blowjob, an hour, dude. Would you rather give the last 6 minutes and take the shot in the mouth, or would you rather give the first 54 minutes?
And not take the shot in the mouth?
No, because you're handing off in the last 10 minutes, last 10% to someone else.
I mean, you can always spit it out. I guess I'll take the last 6 minutes.
See, that's what I said. I was like, no, no, that's what all my friends say. Sorry. I was like, well, I mean, I don't really want to take a shot in the mouth. They go, yeah, but you want to suck a dick for like 54 minutes? I go, well, I don't really want to do either of them. That's not the question. The question was I had no choice. So I don't want to do it, but I don't know. Like, I just don't want to take the shot in the mouth. I go, you would rather suck a dick for 54 minutes than 6 minutes? I'm like, well, maybe I'm sucking it for 54 because I'm not very good at it because I'm not into it, but you're so good at it, you make the guy come in 4 minutes. So you know what? You're the gay one, so don't even question this.
Those 54 minutes would feel like an eternity.
It would, especially if it was like a stank, dirty wiener, just something nasty shit like Big Bob from Harold and Kumar in Guantanamo Bay.
Just ask young Bieber how that goes.
I'm sure he had his pick and choice of all the young buck wieners he wanted in a mansion.
And assholes.
God damn it. I haven't heard anything about Diddy in a week. What the fuck?
I know. They're shutting it down, man. It's like Epstein. Pretty soon he's gonna suicide himself.
So fucked up.
Or be suicided, I should say.
Yes. Yeah. Well, did we accomplish everything?
We did. I mean, we already went too far into that subject that I now, looking back, wanted to go. I'm gonna try to put that whole thing out of my memory, but we got to learn something.
We
got
did.
to teach something.
We did.
And I believe I'll start looking up some more terrible ailments for us to decipher in the future.
Less mind diseases.
Yeah, less mind diseases, more funky, weird
Probably
anomalies.
No bleeding butthole diseases. Do you want me to get my friend on the podcast and he could tell you his experience of that?
I want to hear it from his perspective.
It'd be like a movie, right? Two exact opposite tellings of a tale.
He's like, I was terrified in the washroom and there was blood on the...
I used 2 rolls of toilet paper and it just soaked right through. Yeah.
Just spraying an arc across the bathroom, painting the wall.
I didn't even make it to the toilet before it started soaking my underwear and my pants.
Blood everywhere.
Okay, I'll talk to him and see if he wants to get on and talk about it.
Unstable again.
No. I'll text him and see if he wants to get on the show to talk about that one experience.
Sounds good, man.
I don't know if he will. He's kind of wishy-washy.
Okay.
Like and then clocks don't register in his mind. Like to be late or on time is something he's not really aware of. It just doesn't matter to him. Yeah. So I could set a time to chat and he'd be like, yeah, sure. And then he just wouldn't answer his phone. He's like, oh, that was today? I thought it was like next week. Whatever, man.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's okay. It was a fun story anyway.
Fun enough, but it's sad that it's only one person's point of view. I could be just lying about it. All these stories I tell could be lies.
And some of them might be.
I could write a memoir and it's fucking all lies.
I know mine would be filled with many embellishments.
I would be the Milli Vanilli of memoirs. Holy fuck, that's the title
Just
of the book.
Just a bunch of blank pages.
That's the title of the book. The Milli Vanilli of memoirs.
Perfect.
Done.
Excellent.
All right, man. Well, thanks for bringing up the topic.
You're welcome.
I was reading about it. One of the guys at work is like, what are you reading? And I tell him, and he's like, what's it called? I go, I don't remember the name, but can you Google the movie The Machinist? He's like, why? I go, because I'm pretty sure that's the thing Christian Bale had.
Exactly.
And he Googled it and he started saying what it was. I go, yep, that's the thing. He goes, how the fuck did you associate that with that? I go, I don't know, man. I've never even seen The Machinist. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And I suspected because I remember his weight loss transformation in it. And then I remember reading one of the facts was massive weight loss about one of the symptoms.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah. It correlates.
Yeah. Now I want to go watch The Machinist. Have you seen it?
You should, because it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
It's scary, but it's good.
Well, I'm in. So I'm gonna go now. And I'm going to go shopping. And if I get that cool shit, I'll send you pictures so you can look at it and be like, huh, that's got sugar in it.
Huh, cool shit that I can't eat.
I'll enjoy it from the view.
I appreciate that.
No worries, man. So,
All right.
peace out, Noodles.
Peace out, know-it-alls. Thanks for
And
having me again, and try not to think too much about FFI.
yeah, like you said, in my 40s and it's not happening, I'm pretty sure I'm okay.
We're good. We're totally good. That's not
Yeah.
happening. So Sunday?
Yeah, it'll be earlier, probably like 4 o'clock your time.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay. Because
I'll let
yeah,
you know Sunday for sure.
yeah, I've got something kind of fun planned. Yeah, I think
A
it's
little
fun.
surprise.
Little surprise.
Is
Like
Charlie Ray joining us?
Charlie Ray is in Chicago, so he will not be joining us.
Oh, okay.
He says
Okay.
he's probably available Monday, and I don't. If it's Monday, I can't do it till like after like 7 your time on Monday.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
late.
yeah, because I'm working till 7 o'clock my time, and then I'll have to get
Okay,
home
well
and stuff.
let's hope for Sunday.
Let's do it. Sunday for sure.
Right on,
Yep.
sir. Good to see you.
Yep, yep. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
All right.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
We could talk about what I was mentioning earlier about Google's AI, how interesting that last 24 hours of coverage has been.
Tell us. I don't know what I didn't
Oh,
hear anything about it,
okay.
but I
All
would
right.
like to know.
Clay, are you aware of what was going on?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Did
Okay.
you send a message? I didn't.
No. I didn't send a message about it. It's just been hilarious what's been going on. Apparently, Google had to shut down their AI because they were getting made fun of so badly by people using it. So I had to look up the name of what their AI is, but people were using it and trying to query the AI to give them a picture of white people. So it was like, blah blah blah. Show me a picture that represents Vikings, and it was like black dude and black woman, Latina woman, a Chinese woman. I mean, no white people at all. They're like, give me a picture of a knight from the medieval times, Black Knight. I mean, you couldn't get it to give you a white person, no matter what you queried.
So
It
that's
wouldn't
not
give you a
even
white person.
AI. That's like a pre-programmed response.
Exactly, and so people were doing all these crazy like search queries, doing anything they could, trying to get it to give them a white guy or even a white woman. Occasionally, it would give them a white woman. And what does it say? Show a inclusive family or whatever, and be black guy and white woman, and black
Jungle fever is what
couple.
they call that.
Yeah. Show us George Washington, and it showed him a black George Washington. I mean, they have all these pictures and all these pictures from all these quotes, and it was getting made so much fun of on Twitter, aka X, of people posting the searches that they've tried and the results that it got, that
Yeah.
Google basically shut it down, and they may be firing a bunch of people over this, but basically it was really showing how biased the AI was and how the programming is just completely off the charts insanity as far as like trying to manipulate people.
Super
Surprise.
fucked.
My
Yeah.
cell phone did try to get me to download the AI app. Like it was like, Josh, wouldn't you like this? And I was like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Swipe it out of the way.
Oh, my phone hasn't asked me anything weird lately.
Fuck.
That's disappointing.
Cyberdyne systems.
Well, I don't think I want my phone just asking me weird questions like, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a weird question, but just some random shit like, Charles, would you rather have uncontrolled anal leakage with a hard on? No, no. And why have you been watching my search history? Uh,
They're all watching
oh,
us.
I know.
And
All of
listen.
them.